Hello, Board of Regents. My name is Kaegi. I'm a student here at the University of Oshkosh. Behind me is U.S. Bank. See? Where most of the University of Oshkosh students do their banking. The top priority of the University of Wisconsin System Administration should be to adjust tuition. When I first came to college in the fall of 2007, my tuition was $2,446.56. In the fall of 2008, my tuition went up to $2,597.16. In a year, tuition went up about $150. In the fall of 2009, tuition was $2,738.52. Again, a year tuition, it went up $141. In the fall of 2010, tuition went up again to $2,889.68, an increase of $151. And last, in the fall of 2007, tuition went up to $3,048.12, an increase of $158. Since I have been in college, tuition has increased about $151 a year. You might say that's not a lot, but an extra $150 a semester, that's pretty hard to do on a college budget. That just states that the University of Oshkosh's numbers will about $300 a year. From your website, the board approved a 5.5% average tuition increase on resident undergraduates at the UW-Oshkosh 4-year campuses. The same 5.5 tuition increase was also approved for the 13 freshman sophomore UW campuses. The first tuition increase at those 2-year universities in 5 years. The reason for this increase in tuition was to keep the quality of our schools high here, obviously. But you can find different ways to cut your budget and not just base it totally on the students. For example, I did some research. In Sage Hall, the new building in the UW-Oshkosh campus, they put automatic desks that cost about $1,000 a piece. When you take the $1,000 and you multiply it by 27 classrooms, 2 lecture pits, and 23 labs, that is 52 automatic desks at about $1,000 a piece. That's $52,000. Now, is that necessary for just automatic desks? The real question is can you reasonably adjust tuition? Yes. My proposal is to keep tuition the same price as when you were a first-year student. For example, my first year in 2007, when tuition was $2,446.56, I would pay that for my duration of my college career. If you said that, I think this would work for a simple reason, because I'm not asking you to lower tuition. I'm just asking you folks to please keep tuition at the same rates so we can afford to come to our fine universities here in Wisconsin. And that's just for the UW-Oshkosh campus. This could also work because there are 173,000 students at the University of Wisconsin. And if you raise tuition just for the incoming freshmen, you're still going to create a percentage. The universities would still get $25,950,000 a year just by charging incoming freshmen the average rate of tuition of $150. John David said in a statement that his increase in attack on the middle-class citizens. He said tuition hike is the same Spencer Rock signal. Regent member Ed Mandeeds said that he didn't think that it was fair to ask citizens who are already hurting to pay more for education for their children. Both these statements are very strong because most students that are going to the university systems are in our middle class. These statements are supporting the middle class by saying if they still want to have high numbers of enrollment in college, they cannot keep raising tuition. Students today work harder than ever to afford tuition. A lot of students work 25 to 30 hours in a part-time job that's going to lead you to nowhere to try to afford school. So the tuition keeps raising, the students have to work close to full-time. This is unfair to students because you're comparing students. Teachers always say that you're supposed to have school is like a part-time job. So then if you have to work an extra 40 hours, then you're working a full-time job and a part-time job with school. And tuition spikes are just going to account for that. Some of your members stated that, is it fair for students who are giving all they have to come to our great universities? Is it the quality of education going to stay high? If the rate of tuition stays the same? Will the concern of quality education as a student, I feel if tuition goes up, students will have to do more work, which could lead to a lot more problems. Students rushing through projects, papers, their workload will increase because you have to work more to afford college. Again, I'm not saying that we should lower tuition because that just isn't going to happen. I understand that. I am stating that we should look at other options, like to keep tuitions at the same rate for students as their first year. Thank you for your time, board members. Thank you.